Kia ora, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode HUI with HOKA, number 19. 8th episode recorded on video as well. Thanks to our man, the myth, the legend behind the camera, Mr. Timothy Stevens from Adapt Media. He's going to be here today, present alongside myself, Armin Schmidt, aka HOKA, and special guest. We have like an expert today because we're going to go deep. Mr.
Ben Wilson, Hamilton local, videographer by trade, creative all-rounder, I guess, bit of theatre, bit of music, been performing, yeah.
And international man of mystery.
Sure.
That is what it is. What an intro. Thanks, Benny. And of course, our guest today that this episode evolves around, Miss Claudia Hurford. Thanks for being here today, and I give you the stage right now, and you go and run with it. Give yourself an intro.
Thanks so much for having me and taking your time out of your day. So my name's Claudia Emma Hurford. I'm 27, born and bred in the Waikato. I like to see myself as an opportunist, entrepreneur, and mixed martial artist. And that's enough big words for today.
Yeah. Mixed martial artist, I like that. Well, Claudia, there's a lot of things that I could touch base on, but I reckon let's go to something that happened very early on in life with you, because experience is what makes us all, makes you, makes myself, makes you. So you had a crazy opportunity when you were 18 years old. Tell us a little bit about it. What happened there?
So I grew up doing a lot of horse riding throughout high school, and I worked alongside, shout out to Lucy. She was basically like a black belt in horse riding, so almost at like Olympic level. So I would just help her and train with her for like lessons and whatnot. And then at 18, she went and did this, so she was like, "You go do it," giving me the confidence. So I went and travelled overseas, just left home. I don't know how my mum let me go. I had no travel experience, just on a flight to Australia and then England, and then had no idea what I was getting up to.
Oh, there's a few other countries. You said Australia, England, and then you went to the USA, Netherlands, and Belgium as well.
Yeah.
How long were you gone for?
It was like 11 and a half months all up, and then I ended up working for like the Canadian Olympic team, and they were gonna send me back to Canada. There's like a big show jumping place in Spruce Meadows, so they just like they pay you for everything, like house, flights and whatnot. But I was coming back after that, and then I didn't go back again because I kind of got home and realised what I missed out on, or like seeing my family and friends, and thought I better get something behind me. So yeah, I didn't go back, but it was like the most amazing trip, and just solo.
Do you say Emma is your name, yeah?
Lucy.
Oh, Lucy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Emma is your middle name.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. Thanks, Tim.
So,
Cool that she was able to make that experience and then also kept that in mind and enabled you to go, because that's what you said, eh? What were you up to at the age of 18? Probably not going to like 5 countries internationally.
No, definitely not. I just went and studied for like 3 years. Started a little freelance videography company, which COVID then decided to eviscerate. But yeah, I just decided to study and stayed in Hamilton.
Yeah, but the business is going to come back later on, so you can tell us a little bit about that too, Tim. Benny, thank you so much. Well, do you want to just go through the different countries like Australia, England, US, Netherlands, and then Belgium, because culture and travel is super important to who we are, what we do. You know, you soak up a lot of stuff, especially when you're like so young. Maybe a takeaway from each, or something that you learned.
Sure. So we started in Australia. I guess that's nice and close to home, you know, English speaking. It's nice and hot. We're in Queensland. Probably the biggest takeaway there was hard work. I was in like a stable and we just worked so hard. I probably lost like 5 kgs just working all day, every day, in the heat. And then that was sort of like before Europe. And I remember I like lost my Australian money. I lost my card for going on the Oyster card in London, because I was going to head there in the middle of the night, and just all these things happened, and I was like, oh wow, I'm not at home, I have to figure out how to do it. So luckily, we just went and did it, and then I went from Australia to England for a week just around London. Met up with a school friend and we just travelled around there. Just like sightseeing Big Ben and everything else, London Eye. And then from there, through like connections, I ended up in a little place called Werk in Holland,
Yeah.
near Eindhoven. And sort of, I only had accommodation for like 3 days, and then I had to find a job. So I remember turning up at this Dutch stable like, "Hi, I'm from New Zealand. Do you have a job? I have heaps of experience." And then when they like went through my experience, I didn't have like anything compared to people over there, because we're just so isolated in New Zealand. Like we have small shows, just like Jiu Jitsu shows, they're small scale compared to Europe and stuff. But luckily they probably saw that I needed help, so they took me in, gave me car keys to like this little Fiat. Did not know how to drive on the other side of the road or what the language was speaking, what the road sign said. I had to go back to my other place and pack my bags and head back. So that was definitely learning. I don't know if I had data back then, because we just like, the internet wasn't as much of a thing. Because I'm like, it was probably 9 or so years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty exciting. You just kind of adapt, and then from there, from connections again, there was a girl working with the Canadian Olympic team and they needed someone else. So they sent me over there to Belgium for 3 months.
So you did 3 months living with an Olympic team?
Yeah, and then a little bit more. So 3 months of Belgium, then I went back to Holland, and then I was waiting for the Canadians to send me over to Florida in the States. Yeah, so that was like a huge opportunity. There was like different levels of grooms, so like there was...
But look at this, the jump is you go from 18, you go to Australia. Yeah. You can somewhat relate, as the Aussies are neighbors. But then you go to Belgium, Netherlands. Okay, it's rather small, it's very compact, you know, those European countries. And then you go to press the button on the rocket ship, US. How is that?
At least I spoke English.
Oh yeah,
like,
true.
Honestly, and
biggest advantage.
yeah, pretty good. It was definitely interesting at the airport when they all had guns and stuff. That was pretty interesting. And yeah, like I came over as the probably lowest groom, they call it, and then an opportunity to come up that the head groom injured herself, and they were like, "Yep, do you want this?" And so for a few events I was actually working like with the highest level horses, like millions of dollars, and it was just because I was there at the time.
Does groom mean you are like a carer for, you look after their hair, their whatever,
yeah,
like what does that mean?
You do everything so that the riders just turn up, jump on,
go
do their thing, and then you just look after them, wash them down, feed them, exercise them. Yes, because they've got...
Because even the saddle that you put on, there's a lot of care that goes into that, equipment, connections. Okay.
And one rider might have 12 horses, so they personally don't have time.
Like they're caddy.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Wow.
Big money, like.
Big money.
We were in the Florida, and like Steve Jobs' daughter's stables down the road, Eve Jobs, and like that kind of people. Bruce Springsteen's daughter, I remember we were like, "Hi." Went and got a photo, you know, because they're all in that circle. So that was kind of the level, which was like amazing, just like pinch me moments. So,
Wow.
yeah.
What would you say your biggest takeaway was? Like, if you were to look at that trip and you came back, what did you learn about yourself?
That no matter like how much money you have or how much like sort of experience you have traveling, it was still all for someone else. So we still worked 6 days, we still worked long hours. I was in the most amazing places, but the time wasn't my own, I guess. So I took that away and sort of came back and was like, I could be there doing amazing things, or I could be here, make it amazing, and the time's my own, sort of thing. Yeah, so that was probably my key takeaway.
Ooh, and that key takeaway will weave into your business approach these days. But we're gonna get there at some point. Well, 11 and a half months up, you're coming back to New Zealand, and I'm putting this all like in a nutshell. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're settling into somewhat adulthood. You get a job, you start playing soccer, you run marathons, you remain active to just, you know, like stay sane in this world and to challenge yourself. However, you felt a little, from what you told me, stagnant in your job basically, and like even running a marathon. Running is still going to be running. Soccer, you figure out at some point you played on a pretty decent level, but then you kind of like, I would say the key word here is you felt like you plateaued a little bit and you wanted to grow. And what was the growth tool that you found at that point, by accident or not so much accident?
Jiu Jitsu, and I would not change it. I'm so grateful for it, honestly. Yeah, I was quite stagnant after I did a degree online for business. So after I did that, I was like, yeah, I want to start a business. Bought the coffee truck, which is what I have now. But at the time, it was in America because it got imported from America. COVID hit. So 2 years down the track, just waiting, getting a bit frustrated. I want to start, I want to grow. And then stumbled across Jiu Jitsu at Core MMA, which is the best martial arts gym in New Zealand and the world. Someone else said on the podcast, and I like that. So that was where I put all my energy into growing and learning, and for those couple of years, and that honestly crosses over so well. Now I can do both. I don't think I would have got into it if I just went full steam ahead with my business and like da-da-da. So it's been so good.
Let's go into, of course, you know, that experience that you were able to make early on in life. 18, I still like imagine, like if I would tell you a story what I was up to with 18 is, couldn't even put it on camera. At least I was not able to like go overseas and travel and be by myself. However, that's not the point. The point is that you were able to do that and then go into jiu-jitsu. But how did that actually influence your life? Like, can you sum it up somehow in like a few sentences, like finding jiu-jitsu? You already had like a good foundation of being independent and looking after yourself, figuring shit out basically because you had to. There was no parents, even with the phones. Who knows, even if you call, you like in the moment, you know, you got to organize yourself a car, accommodation, food. Even if they hire you for a job, you still have to show up each day and like put your head down and do it. So how did jiu-jitsu add on to that? That's my question for you as a, that's what I'm here for.
I think it's a struggle. So every time you walk into the gym, like it's struggling, it's not enjoyable. You have to push like through that boundary of, and then you get to the enjoyment. And I think that crosses over well with my life because I'm quite good at starting things that I'm maybe not the most experienced for or prepared for, but that level of growth and learning is like pretty rewarding. And with jiu-jitsu, summing up an hour session, it's really hard. You don't want to do it. You get out of it feeling amazing and accomplished. That's kind of like an hour's snapshot of what I like to do in my job or what I like to do with other things. Start at the bottom, struggle, and then the outcome will be amazing and great and feeling.
And you get extremely, you have martial arts experience. We introduced you recently to jiu-jitsu and like martial arts as a whole.
Yeah, I just did a open mat at Riverside, but also we went a month ago to an open mat at
Whangaroa Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, and I've
welcome to the world.
yeah, already started to fall in love with it a little bit.
But the good thing is, and that's what I wanted to say, is you had experience with it. You recently started to like feel it out. You are experienced, you know, you're a super high level blue belt. And I was fortunate too that how it humbles you, no matter how good you are in a certain area in life, or you feel like you figured something out, you know, with your business, for instance, or you're fairly decent at whatever it might be, XYZ, you always come out the other end after like a session, like which is an hour or two, and you feel humbled, and then you say, okay, like there is the reset button that I needed to now focus again, because you're never going to be there. There's always going to be a bigger fish that puts you in place.
I can't say I've ever been in a space where, I mean, the only space I could compare it to was in church when I was a kid or youth group, where you actually meet people and converse and actually generate communication with other humans that feels real rather than forced. Or are you done with that weight? You know, like you actually want to sit down and have a chat. Like, how was that what do we do? Da, da, da. What do you do? Oh, I do this. Like, people are just more, just close, yes.
Yeah.
People call it church for a reason as well. Going to the gym, get some demons out. Cool, thank you, Claudia. How about we're gonna go to, because the hierarchy of things, or like not so much hierarchy, the timeline is, young girl growing up in New Zealand, then this like major experience, which I feel like was so important for your growth going at such a young age, then kind of like wanting to start your own business, but you couldn't because of COVID. So many people got screwed over by it. Then by accident, or not so much, finding jiu-jitsu to like bridge the time between starting your own business and like waiting for your truck to arrive to then start your own business as a young female, and it's successful and it's thriving. Maybe the connection between all these experiences and then finally being able to getting the truck sorted and putting yourself out there in the wider Waikato and wherever basically people want to acquire your services, because you can go wherever you want, set it up, you can supply food, drinks, whatever. You've got employees now, so shoot for the stars.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So how does it feel? Bring it together.
It's pretty amazing, and it definitely, I like to think I'm quite like black and white, so jiu-jitsu definitely helped me business-wise. Mainly, like, it seems silly, but like the belt system, like white belt, you're so new, you're learning everything. The learning is like sky high every day. It's like so much. And then same as my business, setting it up, not knowing how to pay people or what invoices are or what to do with the government and all that. So that's like the learning for the first 6 months is unsustainable. Like, it was crazy. And now then you get to a blue belt level, and then everything's a bit more calm. You have a couple of employees. Like, this is the first day I've left the truck running without me being there. So, and then I feel like you get to purple belt, and like, it's just a good system to like cross over for me to think about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty, it just gives me like comfort in knowing where I am.
Yeah.
Sort of like,
I'm a white belt.
Yeah.
That's okay, because I know just from jiu-jitsu I got to a blue belt. Just in business, if I give it time, I will become a blue belt.
it'll calm
So
down a
on,
bit.
so forth.
Yeah.
Whereas I often think, people think if you're in business, then you have to be black belt.
Yeah,
I'm
to
like,
start.
I'm not
Yeah.
as them. And it's just unrealistic.
It's so unrealistic. You just have to like do all the failures you would as a white belt to then learn not to do them as blue belt, basically.
Is there a component from your jiu-jitsu journey that you feel like you utilize mostly for day-to-day business?
Yes. Having fun along the way, because that's the main thing. Well, so many things, but definitely having fun with my friends and including them and telling my family about it, having smiles and laughs actually makes the journey way better. And that's what I'm trying to learn to take into business, because I can get too serious and too, this is the end of the world, like it has to be like this. But actually, if I can include more people, have some more laughs, and not just go it alone, that's probably really good.
Because you both, you are currently self-employed, you were self-employed. Can you relate to that? Is that important to like have fun along the way and ease it out?
Yeah, I mean, speaking from the point where I'm just trying to now get to that place again. Last year being my first year, it's all been just like hit the ground running.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Coming out the outside of some stuff, you just like, man, I didn't really have a lot of fun through that. Okay, I need to find ways to do that.
Yeah, like the monotony of like the back end of the business
Yeah.
kills you. It makes it so like, yeah, just unenjoyable. Because you're just like, okay, I'm paid for the next 3 months, and now you worry about the month after that. And so, yeah, I was always in a place of like, when's the next job? When's the next job?
Yeah.
Rather than enjoying the jobs that I was getting.
That irritating.
And yeah, there was moments where it was like, I didn't even retain any sort of fulfillment from doing the work. It's all just been like worrying about the GST and worrying about
Yeah.
how I'm getting paid next month and how I'm going to pay my insurance and all that sort of stuff. So
Am
yeah.
I doing it right? Is this the right
Yeah.
fee structure? Should I be charging more? This is too expensive.
Yeah.
How do you remain present?
Yes, I'm trying to find tools this year. This is my biggest thing this year, is to just not like find tools to not let that overwhelm me, because if you saw me last year before Christmas, I was just like a bunch of problems. I let it all get to me. And then there's this quote that I like that I'm taking into 2024. If you worry about shit grows. So I don't know if I can swear. If you focus on you, you grow.
Yes.
So trying to not let all the stuff overwhelm me, trying to just focus on me so I grow. Yeah, so that's my energy.
That's another good one, because what it relates to is you recently started with like yoga practice and meditation. We just went to a few classes, and it's interesting to see as a friend like how it benefits. Like I've been doing it for like 10 plus years, but you know, like seeing your friends like thriving in it and like sorting their thoughts out and being so clear about stuff, if it's business, if it's relationship, if it's something else.
I have fingernails for the first time in like a year.
Really?
Always
Little things,
starting
eh?
to go back.
Yeah, it's a good sign.
Yeah.
Nice. Also to remain an even keel and stay calm and composed and whatnot, there's another thing that we talked about that you actually threw in and I found super interesting, is that for your business model in Te Ao Māori, in the Māori world for tikanga and whatnot, they use a concept around health. It's called Te Whare Tapawha, which is the body, taha tinana, the spirit, taha wairua, taha whānau, which is your family, and so on. I think it's 5 pillars, if I'm not mistaken. Taha hinenaro, which is the spirit, and
I think there's only 4.
maybe that's them. That's them. That's 4. Hinenaro, tinana, wairua, and whānau. Boom. So having your family set in place, having your spirit in place, your body, and of course everything else that comes with it. Like, do you want to dive into that for a second?
Yeah, like definitely starting out anything, you have to sacrifice and you have to go full steam, mainly on like maybe one exam, so like, and then one of like just my job or something. And I noticed last year definitely my family, like I fell away with them, like just not seeing them as much, not being present, and then physically not exercising, eating poor, and just all those pillars sort of just unbalanced.
And then it
just
tips.
crumbled.
Yeah.
You know? So this year just small like growth just in this area and just bringing them all back up to balance. It's never going to be perfect, I understand that, but just not so much weighted on work or so much weighted on socializing or whatever, just having a bit of balance. So that's, I carry that quite important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it quite cool that you engage with it, because you know, I'm tauiwi. I flew here on a wakarere rangi on an airplane, you know, like I'm not even from here. You're Pākehā, you're a white New Zealander. But when I was approaching you with the idea or asking you about like, do you use any models for that? You're like, oh yeah, like I make sure it all stays in balance, which I feel like, of course, you know, we all should aspire to like speak maybe a little more, or like, you know, make an effort. But you know, it's little things that I personally, for someone who's trying to learn themselves, really do appreciate. And you really jumped on board straight away, and it seems like it pays dividend.
Yeah.
You understand the pillars, and now you know, you try to balance it out a bit more.
How do you measure them? What's the sign that tells you something's out of balance?
A feeling.
I was about to say, it's happiness.
Yeah.
You feel good?
Yeah. Like I know if I see my family, I'm present and I'm not tired and snappy and complainy, and because I probably shouldn't be there. I should probably be sleeping because I'm so fatigued because I haven't been looking after my health, you know. So
what sort of space are you in to have those thoughts? Do you like sit down and journal or meditate, and that's when you reflect?
I do like journaling, and this year I've started just doing like meditation when I can. I really enjoy it. I've done a couple of cams as well last year. He does the ice bath and the sunrise meditation.
Oh, elemental coaching.
Yeah. So
Oh, Cameron, here's your plug, mate.
yeah. So that's been super helpful, and just knowing self-reflection, you know, if you've been mean to someone or you haven't given your best foot forward. And already this year, seeing my friends, I'm so much brighter and happier, and I can just sort of tell and they can tell. So it's like a loose measurement, I guess, but a feeling.
Yeah, but the happiness level is like, do you feel good? Do you wake up and be like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I feel like I've got everything
Exactly.
somewhat balanced. It's never going to be perfect, you know. The sea is always going to move, and there's going to be bigger waves, smaller waves, depending on what's going on. But how you navigate through it and how you use all the tools on the boat, and how you be like a good seaman. Is that how you say it? A seaman? Who's out on sea? The captain, like you steer your own ship.
Yeah,
Sailor.
Sailor. What is a well, seaman is out.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
We're not gonna use that, eh? Yeah, cool. Well, family is an important part of it. However, you had to move away from jiu-jitsu a little bit because you had to focus on business a bit more to set yourself up for what comes in the future. Can you see yourself going back to more serious training and maybe even competing at some point?
I'd love to. Like, I love competing. I really am very competitive. It was quite hard last year, stepping back and realizing I can't keep competing. I can't give my best foot forward. I have to see all my friends like keep going and keep competing, and I just want to be there. So that was really hard to accept. And then I'm like a hobbyist now, but already this year now I've got more time and energy, feeling way better. Already like, can I compete again? Like, so I definitely think soon. I just need to be careful, because when you're self-employed, your business relies on you. So if I break a leg or if I break an arm, I don't earn money. So that's also probably more of a priority. But if I grow and I have staff or something that can allow me to have a day off if I'm sick or injured, then yeah, I'll be straight back in there.
But it seems like this is where your thoughts are going. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I want to give this more time.
I do love it. It's a personal challenge and so rewarding.
Because when I did my research and I went through like the Smooth Comp is like a website where you can look up each competitor in New Zealand for grappling, and that same thing exists for like boxing, kickboxing and whatnot. But however, I went through it and I was like, man, I knew that she was good, but I didn't know that you like scored so many gold medals and double gold and went there like in a short period of time, when you really devoted yourself, which of course, congratulations, you put in the heart, Mahi. However, there was one name that came up continuously when I was looking through it. There was usually like the final battle or this and that, is a young lady who's extremely dedicated and super duper talented. I think Tewara Iti, her name is. She's from the East Coast BJJ. She's only 16, 17?
Yeah, something like that. Crazy,
and she's crazy good.
She's so good.
Do you want to maybe give yourself like a little boost here and send like a message to her that she sees you in the future on the mat?
Honestly, like I remember our last match at ADCC Taupo, and we had 8-minute like back and forth takedown, reversal, scramble, and I remember thinking like halfway through, if anyone thinks that women's grappling's boring after watching this, like that they are so wrong, because it was so exciting. And just at the start I definitely learned that we had these battles and I was always super nervous because I really wanted to win, and I didn't want to fight her if I was feeling off or something. But then I sort of like clicked and I was like, actually it's pretty amazing that we're both women in New Zealand pushing each other to get better and having these back and forth battles, and then we can like lift each other up. So after that I was like, sign me up, I'll fight her, like we'll get better together. And so she's probably superseded me now. She's training so dedicated, but I would love to get back.
But now she pulls you back in, being like, hey Claudia, come on, like I'm over here, like come on, step it up.
Yeah, exactly. That's a goal. Like,
no, don't get me wrong, this was not like to create like animosity or something. It's just, I know that she's super cool, so I thought I'd put this in there, just to get the bug in you going again. And shout out to her. She's like, it's inspiring to see her like growing, and not just as an athlete or a jiu-jitsu competitor, as a human being as well.
Especially when it's someone you don't see very often.
Exactly.
And you kind of see each other once in a couple of months, but you have this connection.
And we always end up fighting each other at the time. Like I remember that ADCC, I got moved like 3 brackets on the morning, and then what they do we're together, and it was like, that really got me going. So that was cool. And she's like 17, I'm 27, that's like 10 years.
Do you have clips from that?
Yes.
Please send them through at some point, because I would love to include them in the publication. We good for time? Yep. All right, then we go into the next section, and that is Whānau and friends, let's call it that. I reached out to a couple of your peeps. I'm not going to say any names, but just, wanted to tap into the space of hey, can you tell me a little bit about her or how you feel about, like, it's something that comes to mind, you know, to just prompt you in the moment. So one thing is, I ask your partner Connor, like, how would you describe Claudia's jiu-jitsu? And there was zero hesitation. Like, instantly he was like, dangerous and aggressive. And he said it with such certainty, and I was like, whoa, if that is your partner like talking right now, that must be true. So how does it make you feel hearing that?
That's quite cool. He never makes me feel like that though, because obviously he's better than me, so he always makes me feel like I'm incompetent, but maybe that's because I can get him, or I can sort of like figure my way out to threaten, maybe.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, he said in jiu-jitsu, it's all attack, attack, attack. You don't rest.
Yeah.
And,
there's no rest.
Yeah, I just feel like we had like 1 or 2 sessions where we had like a bit of a go with each other to test each other out, and it was the same thing. You would never just react. You would always respond and then like turn it around. Like, give me something to like think about straight away. Always movement, always going, always being aggressive.
Oh, you humbled me.
There you go.
Triangle.
Put him to sleep and then you woke up, eh?
Up again, and then we're back out.
That was so scary. I've never done that before.
Oh, there you go. Good experience for you as well. And Ben's gonna get there at some point as well. Another thing is your good friend Zania. Is that her name? Am I pronouncing this correctly? Thank you for taking the time, by the way. She said, and it was very lovely because I reached out to her and she was like, oh, I've got a lot of things on right now and I can't really give you much, but here's the one thing that I really want to make sure, like, I give you basically is, no matter what she does, she's always 100% focused, no matter what it is, and I'm super proud of her.
Aw, cute. Yeah, she's amazing, and I guess, yeah, everything's 100%, and she's been really good on the journey at allowing me to have that space when I had to go and miss jiu-jitsu, and she was always there for me. And I think that's what you need people in your life to understand, and just let you do your thing, and then you always be there and come back. And yeah, she's really amazing. So thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you need the people around you, you know, to be yourself, and then you get it rubs off on you.
Definitely.
Without them, it wouldn't be possible, because I'm sure she helped you out
Yeah, definitely.
more than once, and vice versa. You know, if you just look at the room right now, there's lots of, multiple examples I could give myself or the people, but it's not about me, this is about you. So we're gonna tap into the last section already, but let's make it a juicy one. So because we summed up quite a bit already, usually somewhat at the end we go into a space of where, you know, I know it can be pretty confronting to be like, another question, oh no, I'm answering this, and even though we like throw it around in the room, I want to give you the chance to either ask us or me a question, whatever comes to mind, whatever you're interested in, or you can throw a topic on the table that we're going to discuss, and you take it away firsthand, or if there's something that you feel like is super important that you want to share. So I leave it up to you. 3 options. Bam, bam, bam.
I don't really have a question. I mean, I have lots of questions, but a good
First one.
podcast question.
Top of your head.
I feel like you're the one for podcast questions. So I just want to say, like, thank you to the community as well at Core, and also my family. Like, it's been amazing, and honestly learning from everyone at Core and in life. Just thanks for the support. I don't really have a question.
What about topic?
What are your hobbies? Because I know you asked Connor, what are my hobbies?
Yeah.
And I was like, how does anyone have a hobby outside of jiu-jitsu? And then so I was like, I wonder if you guys who do martial arts have other hobbies.
Yeah, we go around in a circle. Tim?
Probably hiking.
Yeah, that was
fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
How in depth do you want to go with it?
No, that's fine.
Sweet.
As long as, yeah, that's fine.
Well, Tim is a family father too, you know, so
Yeah, of course.
there's a lot of time that goes into that other than being self-employed.
Jobs.
And it is a hobby, yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, eventually getting them to the point where I could take them hiking on some decent trips. But
Do your hobby and fab.
yeah, hopefully they enjoy it. But at the moment, it's still quite little. They can't really carry their own stuff, and I end up carrying everything as well as them. So it's just becomes really unenjoyable.
Yeah, true.
So it's more of like a my thing by myself, completely isolated. Do what I want whenever I want. No one can call me. And even if they do call me, I'm like 4 hours up the mountains. So I can't come and do anything.
Nice.
Just absolute bliss.
Being away from it. Yeah, I think hobbies, of course, are important so you can rotate around. You're not burning out at one thing. I always use the analogy of like a clock. It always just goes, like today, we all made time to be here to do the podcast. For me, that was a major focus point. Like I focused on that, like with preparation, boom. In the afternoon, it might be a nature walk, boom. On Monday, we're going to go back to mixed martial arts. On Tuesday, I might feel like painting because I feel like, I need some creative space. So I just feel like it's good to have outlets, different outlets where you can just let your mind wander and ponder and be curious. And yeah, because there's this quote, and I think I put it out there once before. It's like, if you just do one thing and one thing only, is deteriorating, you just put yourself into the ground, especially for like a martial artist. You gotta have something like, the higher level people, they then engage with like music, philosophy, art. Like the kanji, for instance, in the Japanese culture is super important. They always practice those elements as well. Or how they serve a tea. Like there's a whole procedure just on how to put tea down. You know this from like how a saddle is going to be prepared. Like there's a whole, like to me it's a saddle. To you, you have like all these components where the feet click in and this and that. But if it's one thing only, then it's pretty tiring. The International Man of Mystery.
Yeah, well, I mean, mine for a long time was like theatre and performance, whatever form that took. It was either on stage, behind it, building a set.
Oh, yeah.
The whole mix. Like I'm building a set at the moment for a play that's going on soon. So that's taking some time, but also not coming from a martial arts background and then getting interested in it. That is now becoming my
hobby.
Interest and hobby. So yeah, I feel like for you three, you've been doing it for so long. It's no longer a hobby, it's just a thing and like a pillar in your life. Whereas I'm coming into it as a hobbyist with the intention of sort of going further with it. So I'm sort of leaving my familiar space and going into like jiu-jitsu, yoga.
What's that felt like?
Oh, I know absolutely nothing and it's fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think I just spent so long in a really safe space with the same people for so long that it just got to a point where it was like, I'm actually not enjoying it for the same reasons anymore. It's just I always did it, so therefore I'm doing it. Whereas now it's like I'm meeting new people. It's a different world to me entirely, so it's cool to like know nothing and just see how much there is to learn and want to like tap into that and like learn that. So yeah, that's sort of where I'm at the moment, sort of having to pivot from old hobbies into new ones.
Like a wringing out the sponge.
Yeah.
Or a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Cool.
Very nice.
One last one for you.
Yeah.
From me is if you could give yourself, your future self, let's say end of the year, like a message that we can then replay, what will it be? You keen to do it?
Yeah.
It's pretty powerful to like wind back and be like, hey, I said this is where I want to be. And I'm linking this to what you said earlier about if I'm focusing on myself, then I will grow. If I focus on that pile of shit over here, that's where my focus is at.
Yeah.
So, Claudia.
Very nice. It'll definitely be just to keep doing what is scary, putting yourself out there. So I know it's a good opportunity when it comes up and I message you and then all of a sudden I'm nervous and I'm scared and I don't want to do it. So just keep doing those things and putting yourself out there and see where that takes you within the year, and just don't overthink it, because I'm amazing at overthinking it. So just, turn up and do it like you've allowed me to do today.
I've noticed that straight away, and this is why I decided that you are the perfect guest, because it was one message, then another one, and then another one, and I was like, that's a lot of effort. You could have just said, yeah, I want it. But then once I reached out, there was a bit of a pause, and I was like, I got you.
I for a bit, because I was like,
I got you. Yeah. But it's good
But
to
yeah, thank
step
you.
out of your comfort zone and, like we all agreed on, like to do something different, meet new people, and just keep
And it's
evolving.
been fine. Like it's not a big thing. Like it's been really nice. Thank you.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
So
10 years time, you'll be able to watch this again, maybe do some future podcasts, and you'll see some regression and
Yeah.
doing stuff like what Armin just asked you is quite cool because you can look back
That's cool,
and you
actually.
can use that as part of your own content for your own business that
True.
tells an authentic story. It's something you just cannot recreate, and you have to take the time to film it now because you're not getting any younger.
Yeah.
Things will happen, and people just lose time to capture their thoughts and processes for what's actually happening.
True. And very wise.
if we left anything out, International Man of Mystery and my personal PA here today,
Yeah.
Ben Wilson.
No.
Covered all bases?
I think so.
All right. Where are we for time, Tim?
We're probably at 45 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we are actually.
Sweet. Cool.
To it.
I'm happy. Like,
I'm happy.
we don't always have to like push the boat out and like aim for it. The goal was always to like keep it under an hour. So that's fine. I'm happy with what we created here today. Thank you, Ben Wilson, for being my co-pilot here today and bringing a lot of ease to the show. Of course, as per usual, do you want to do it yourself or do you want me to do it?
Get on camera a little bit.
Get on camera.
Get on, everybody. Oh, that's just weird. It's a bit more pressure on this side of the camera. Right?
Shall I go there now?
You go sit over there.
No, I want to go there.
So this is me, Tim Stevens. I run a company, Adapt Media, and we make social media content for brands and businesses, mainly in the Waikato, but we will travel to the wider regions of Aotearoa, New Zealand. So if you need any website, social media content, go on Instagram and look up Adapt Media. You know how to spell it.
And you're good at that. It must be your day job.
Thank you, Mr. Stevens.
Thanks.
But lastly, before we put the curtains down here, it's up to you. Like, thank you, of course, for being here. But if there's anyone that you would like to thank, give a plug. Any messages from like future events where you're gonna be, where you want the community to come together and enjoy some delicious coffee. Thank you, by the way, because you rocked up this morning with coffee each, and it was absolutely delicious. So yeah, the stage is yours, Miss Hurford.
Always. Coffee is amazing at bringing people together and having chat, so that was perfect. You'll see us at the Chiefs rugby games this year, and then massive shout out to Connor, my partner, for running the coffee truck today for me. First time ever, like I said, and I wouldn't be here without that trust. So thank you again.
That's us.